We know that the equations involving one variable and having maximum index of the variable 2 are called quadratic equations in one variable. When the quadratic polynomial ax square plus bx plus c is equated with 0, then it is called a quadratic equation. In other words, the equation of the form ax square plus bx plus c is equal to 0, where a, b, c are real numbers and a is not equal to 0, is called a quadratic equation in variable x. The general or standard form of a quadratic equation is ax square plus bx plus c is equal to 0. The term quadratic comes from the Latin word quadratus, which means square. In the quadratic equation ax square plus bx plus c is equal to 0, the constants a, b and c are called the quadratic coefficient, linear coefficient and the constant term or free term, respectively. Let us do an activity. Fill in the blanks with appropriate answers and complete the table. The quad minus 4 is equal to 0 is written in the standard form as x square plus 0x minus 4 is equal to 0, where a is equal to 1, b is equal to 0 and c is equal to minus 4. Similarly, we write the quadratic equation y square is equal to 2y minus 7 as y square minus 2y plus 7 is equal to 0, where a is equal to 1, b is equal to minus 4 and c is equal to 7. For the third quadratic equation, we write the standard form of the equation as x square plus 2x plus 0 is equal to 0, where a is equal to 1, b is equal to 2 and c is equal to 0.
Consider a quadratic polynomial px is equal to x square minus 5x plus 6. We will now find the value of px by substituting the given values for x. What is the value of px when x is equal to 0? When x is equal to 0, the value of px is 6. This means p at 0 is equal to 6. What is the value of px when x is equal to 1? When x is equal to 1, p at 1 is equal to 2. What is the value of p at minus 1? P at minus 1 is 12. In the same way, on substituting x is 2, minus 2, 3 and minus 3, we get p at 2 is equal to 0. P at minus 2 is 20. P at 3 is 0 and p at minus 3 is 30. For which values of x is the value of the polynomial px 0? Yes, the value of px is 0 for x is equal to 2 and x is equal to 3. Therefore, 2 and 3 are called the zeros of the quadratic polynomial in an easier manner. Zeros of the quadratic polynomial can be obtained by equating the quadratic polynomial ax square plus bx plus c to 0 and solving the equation. Every quadratic polynomial has at most 2 zeros. We will now learn to identify quadratic equations. How do we decide whether the given equations are quadratic or not? We will have to compare the equation with the general form of quadratic equation ax square plus bx plus c equal to 0 to decide if it is quadratic or not. Consider the first equation, x square minus 5x